Yes, guys, this is the instant reaction as Newcastle draw 1-1 at St James's Park, taking on Everton. Paul DUMMETT. He came onto a massive round of applause as well. Huge round of applause from St James's Park into what was a fantastic atmosphere for the majority of the night. Tuesday night, off the back of a big win against West Ham at the weekend. In fairness, I think a few tender fans in there. I was still feeling a little bit groggy from the big win and the celebrations on Saturday. There's a couple of the lads around me where it was as well. I'm partly thinking we're going to go in a bit of a quiet crowd. Let's just go in. No, the fans were up for it. I think players like Anderson brought the intensity. I thought Barnes, really good, brought some intensity to that team. Sometimes when we're playing the same players over and over again, you can kind of lose that kind of little bite. I thought Anderson did a great job to bring that today. I thought Barnes he's next level. Like, he is really good. He's just so direct. He gets the ball, he looks up, and he knows what he wants to do next. There is no passing. Like, Bruno is obviously fantastic. I think sometimes Bruno holds the ball a little bit too long. I think today he tried to do a lot of it on his own. I think he was still one of the best players out there for us, as he is every single week. But what I was going to say was some players rely on Bruno a lot to give the ball to Bruno and run away. Barnes doesn't need that. Barnes doing it himself. Really happy with Barnes. Him and Isak. Isak scoring a fantastic goal early on in the game. Lineups are out and you're thinking, forward line. I think Murphy played great at the weekend, but Isak, Barnes, Murphy, Longstaff, positionally was good. He looked a bit flat-footed again, which I don't blame him for because he's played a million games. And we've got nobody to replace him with. Bruno, Anderson, I'm thinking that looks all right. Whole Crafty, Burn, Shaw, but generally speaking, I'm pretty happy with that. And we start the game well. By all means, Everton's man of the match was Jordan Pickford. He made some good saves today. Very frustrating. The T-Rexes in the crowd, making sure he knew they were there. Annoying and very annoying that he made some good saves. And I think it was pretty much straight off the bat. We had a chance that was saved another one. You're thinking, oh God, really hope it's not the day where, I suppose it kind of turned out to be in the end. But we did put the ball in the net. Alexander Isak, Barnes to Isak, over the top, in on goal, touches inside. I'm hoping he hasn't lost it. Round the corner round Pickford, and I'm thinking, here we go. And I think from that point onwards, we pretty much ran the show. We were having all the shots, we had all the ball. There was moments kind of into the end of the first half where they started to come back a little bit, and you're thinking, let's just settle it down. Let's play it through to the end. Let's take the win. And as I say, I think partly, because I think Everton appeared to bring a decent amount of fans today. I think that actually riled up the home fans a little bit. Sometimes when it's playing a side who doesn't bring many on a Tuesday night, it can be very easy for the away fans to be totally lost up in the gods of St James's Park. But they were trying to, give us a little bit of stick, and I think it pushed the fans to give them it back, made that bit more atmosphere, made the players that fight that little bit more. And, not long into the second half, when you're just praying, that elusive second goal to just make sure it's done and dusted. Mr. Dan Burn steps up and puts it in the back of the net, or at least I think he did. I've not seen the replays back. Someone next to me was saying it was an own goal, but either way, it goes in or not. Alexander Isak ruled offside in the build-up. Not seeing it back, whether he was or he wasn't, but still, we were creating, we were going, and then not long after, we scored. It got disallowed. We were playing with fire, Dubravka can make a save, but there was just moments where Kraft was flat-footed. I actually thought Dan Burn at centre-back at times, especially coming into the end of the second half, was very good. He gets a lot of criticism out on that left-back side, but I thought today at centre-back, I thought he stepped up. He was winning the ball. He was, in fairness to him, looking pretty quick on his feet, which is not something you say for Dan Burn off all too often. Down the channel, sliding through the players, heading the ball away. You've got Anderson fighting tooth and nail. I thought Barnes fighting back. You can look at some of the chances we had. Pickford made a fantastic save against which Murphy had, but then they also hit the crossbar. Dubravka had to make a save. In fairness, you could say, I would say, we were the better of it. We had more shots. We had more possession. I would say we had the better of the shots, and it's just one of them things where you just goes on and on and on. We've had a second goal disallowed. Don't let this be the night where we throw away 3 points. And what do? We throw away 3 points with 4 minutes to go, as I say. And you know what it is? We, once again, injuries left, right and centre. I thought Hall, sorry, I didn't touch on him. Everything was down that side. Whether it was us attacking on the left or Everton attacking on the right. I mean, Murphy had a shot. I think that was the only time he touched the ball. You know, Crafty over there, he didn't have to do much either. Everything was on that side. And for what Hall had to deal with, I thought he looked good. I think when you watch how he played at the weekend against West Ham, where he came on, looked great. Today, because when Eddie Howe says he's not ready defensively, I mean, you could see that at times he did look a little bit overwhelmed in moments, but I thought he held his own. He has to come off for an injury. Paul Dummett comes on, gets a massive round of applause. As I say, the crowd was wild tonight. Kraft and Dummett at the back, Richie on the overlap. Unfortunately, those songs didn't ring on too long as VAR pulls it back for a pen like it got our goal ruled out, like it got their goal given. Calvert-Lewin steps up, didn't start the game but comes on later and puts it in the back of the net. And at that point, you're just praying we can get something to try and win it. We're fought all the way till the end. 10 minutes of extra time. We're loving the bloody extra times at the moment, but it wasn't enough to win. And after, you know, it shows, you know, I think the win against West Ham was so key. Had we not beaten West Ham, we would have been 7 points behind them in 7th place. The win against, and that's the thing, had you maybe offered a win and a draw from these 2 home games, would you have taken it, or would it have to have been 6? Having won the West Ham game, I'm fully disappointed that we didn't go and capitalise tonight. The bench wasn't strong enough, but I think the players we had on the pitch and the chances we had out there and the intensity we had, I think the Barnes and Anderson back, you know, I think it's easy to state, but I think we should have taken the points and we should have been a step further forward. The only thing you can say is that looking at some of the other results tonight, West Ham, Spurs, Wolves, they all drew as well. You know, some of these teams that we are going to be in the fight with to get that top 6, 7, maybe even 8, depending on what's happened. There's been a lot of other draws tonight. Other teams are struggling to string wins together. And, you know, come the end of the season, maybe those 4 from 6 of the last 2 games will prove to be very important. I think the big one of the 2 that we had to win was West Ham, because as I say, they were essentially the team in pole position, and had they even drawn with us to the day, would have made it really tough. A win today would have put us 2 points within 6th place, which would have been incredible. We're not quite there, but we're not just that far away. So fingers crossed. We've got some big games coming up, you know. Next one is Fulham at the weekend away. Another tough game. Fulham have, well, actually lost in the Chris Wood's gone and scored a few against them today, so hopefully they're down on the luck. We'll beat them when we were down there in the FA Cup. Hopefully we can do it again. Alright guys, thanks for watching. As always, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't enjoyed the video. As I say, I normally do these outside the stadium, but I thought, you know what, Tuesday night we lost. My mate was giving lifts. Get us in the car and get us home. And I'm not celebrating like I did on Saturday. It's straight to bed and work tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Drop a like, subscribe. And I'll catch you ahead of the game on Saturday against Fulham.